officer who responded to the attack. She shot him in the neck, and although he didn't die, it affected him greatly throughout his life because it did somehow hurt his spine. And 8 other children were shot and wounded. And I'm sure everyone who was there that day was emotionally and mentally injured, even if they were not physically harmed. That's something you can't clear from your mind, seeing your principal shot and dying on the ground, seeing the same with the custodian, your classmates having blood come out of them, screaming, yelling, running. The attack finally stopped when the police drove a garbage truck in front of Brenda's house so it would block her shot across the street. In total, she fired off 30 shots, and then after that she barricaded herself in the house for a few hours. Police and negotiators came to try to get her to come out, and finally she came out when they promised her a meal from Burger King. And she didn't appear to be drunk or high or anything. They tested her and she was clean. So, when she was asked, "Why did you do this?" Wait till you hear what she said. Let me get it exactly right. She said, "I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day. I don't like Mondays. This livens up the day." That is what she said. Okay. So, side note, a band in the UK, actually an Irish music group called Boomtown Rats, made a song called "I Don't Like Mondays" based on this. It was the #1 single on the UK charts for 4 weeks in the summer of 1979. Go look it up, okay? It's called "I Don't Like Mondays" by the Boomtown Rats. but it still doesn't excuse her. So you get what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not trying to be cold about it, but I definitely believe in personal responsibility. And the story just makes so little sense. She woke up one morning and decided to just start shooting right out the window. Or did she think it through first? Did she plan it? Did she just do it spur of the moment? What did she hope to accomplish? She obviously knew she was going to go to jail for this. I mean, none of it makes any sense. Another side note,